Hello, good evening, everyone. This is an experiment to see, well, two things. First off, I'm going to react to this Assassin's Creed Shadows of Ubisoft's Misconduct video by the great CGJournalist, and let's see how the video is about, how good it is, and whatnot. At the same time, I'm trying to see if I can now record a video while watching YouTube now. I know that people have done it. I've tried doing it, but the screen went dark because either NVIDIA was screwing me over or Windows Media Player was screwing me over. I've switched to VLC, even though I didn't like it in the past, but it seems to have been upgraded to be much improved. Anyway, let's see. Close that little pop-up there. No need to see that. All right. Let's go.
What a lot of people don't remember is how Assassin's Creed revolutionized gaming with its climbing mechanics. When it came out, most of the successful games at the time were either first-person
shooters. Crisis. I've been told to play Crisis. I haven't gotten around to getting it yet. If it's good, it's definitely good. Let's see. Mass Effect. That's a third person. But then again, you got red rectangles around them.
guiding the player through various lifeless combat zones, or 3D were either first-person shooters guiding the player through various lifeless combat zones, or 3D platformers with a more simplified control scheme that was designed for ease of use. That way, players could tackle their obstacle courses without getting too frustrated with the damn controller.
Oh, believe me, I've never been able to play the latter group because as much as I've tried, I've never been able to. I've been able to play to a small degree those two-dimensional platform games, I think they're called. Basically, think of Captain Claw back in the 1990s. Good game, needs to be remade, but unfortunately I don't know what's going to happen with Warner Brothers Studios.
Assassin's Creed initially opted for a more complicated control scheme, where different buttons correlated with different body parts. Players could be afforded greater control over their character. I think that the original devs understood well the need for a player to have reliable controls over the actions that they wanted to perform in the game, because any misinterpretation could result in the player being taken away from their immersion and again getting Angie mode at the controller.
I will admit, Assassin's Creed was the first game I ever bought or played. Yeah, it was Assassin's Creed. I still remember I bought one of the Arma games for the first time a long time ago, but I couldn't play it more than an hour before I quit and asked for a refund and got a refund, thankfully. But Assassin's Creed was the first game where there was a button for everything. Actually, no, that's Hidden Dangerous 2 probably qualifies as well, but because it was connected to a game I was familiar with, I did not give up on Hidden Dangerous 2.
Not quite perfect, the original climbing mechanisms were very robust and worked on two levels. First of all, the player needed an intuitive system of commands for reliable navigation, and secondly, the environments team needed to meticulously place cracks and outcrops over the many climbable structures in the game to function like footholds. Like a real-life rock wall, this turned whole cities into adult jungle gyms where navigation could become a definitive feature of the gameplay. This has always been the strongest selling point to these games, the fun part. Switching between high and low profile lets a player adjust on the fly how they want to interact with their environment, and the way that you move is important. For example, I could either try to walk straight through this busy crowd of people, disturbing everyone in the process and ruining their days, or just...
I have to point out one thing that always bugged me from the very beginning of Assassin's Creed. First off, the attack button is completely useless, because it is guaranteed even the weakest enemies will always either dodge or parry your attack. Always. There was never any exceptions. The only way to ever win was the only way to kill the enemy is to initiate a counterattack move. But initial attack was completely useless. Also, why is it that every rooftop has these convenient areas where we can walk from roof to roof? It's as if they were designed for people to walk on top of, and yet the guards always yell at me that it's forbidden, it's illegal to be up there. Why is it illegal for a man to be on his own roof? I suppose I want to repair my roof. What then? That doesn't make any sense.
Just gently push past them, keeping myself hidden and avoiding a commotion.
I would pester my brothers by doing that. I'd walk past them and then gently push them away. It was pretty funny back when I played this for the first time all those years ago.
In the context of an assassin hunting down the bad guys, this synergizes very well. offering a completely unique experience and fulfilling a niche in the industry. The technology behind 3D environment games at the time was still pretty basic, and not every company was capable of outputting cutting-edge masterpieces like Super Mario Galaxy. Assassin's Creed was a great start that future games could build upon. So what went wrong? Well, I believe you can trace it all the way back to one clear point. My favorite installment.
Oh, why did you have to show that clip, dude? You brought back a heartbreaking moment that I was hoping to suppress long ago. But yes, for me, that was the beginning of the end. The murder of the beautiful and lovely Lucy Stillman. My love for Assassin's Creed died with her. My motivation to keep playing as Desmond died with her. Oh dear.
The franchise Assassin's Creed 2 to one clear point. My favourite installment to the franchise, Assassin's Creed 2, improved by further refining the climbing mechanics, having a more expressive narrative, and utilising real-world historical locations for its environments. All the way through to Brotherhood, you can clearly trace the underlying DNA of Assassin's Creed carrying on. Promising ideas were pushed forward, like for example, upgrading the Villa Auditore in Monteriggioni being applied across the entirety of Rome, contextually helping Ezio overthrow the Borgia. Ubisoft evolved and adapted their ideas, building up a loyal audience over time who became familiar with their style of gameplay and characters, until this exact moment.
Please don't. Seriously, this hit home largely because I was forced to do it myself. Instead of just being a cutscene, I was forced to do it, which made me feel like I was killing off my character's love interest personally, and that hurt. Second, time. Time is paused for everyone, but I'm under the impression that they can still see with their eyes, but are unable to move. So poor Lucy, she actually saw him literally coming. Second, how does a knife wound, a simple little knife jab to the belly, cause instant death? That was stupid. I know people who've survived gunshots to the belly. It hurts like hell and probably will be fatal, but yeah. If someone can survive a gunshot or even a buckshot to the belly, a small knife jab ain't gonna necessarily kill her. And then right after it fades to black, we hear the other two characters say, "Quick, get Desmond back on the machine." I'm thinking I was busy yelling at the screen while the credits were rolling. Forget about Desmond. Put pressure on the wound. Save her. Save Lucy. And the fact that we never heard of her in the next game raised a big red flag with me. I was wondering what happened. Why are we not finding out what happened? And apparently, we're not allowed to know unless we purchase a DLC. We have to purchase a DLC to find out what happened. And when we see that what happened, I didn't buy the DLC because I didn't want to waste any more of my money. But I watched it on a video. They didn't even show her face a single time. That raised even more red flags. We don't hear her voice, nor do we see her face. And it turns out that tipped me off that Kristen Bell was not being paid, because I know her face, not just her voice, but her face was also being used. And it turns out she wanted a raise. She had a contract for 3 games. She asked for a little bit more money, and people say that all of Ubisoft went against her. I saw it on his Twitter feed. The French asshole, don't remember his name, that little fuckface whose name I can't remember. He personally admitted that not only did he create Assassin's Creed, but he personally made the decision to kill off Lucy Stillman because he did not want to pay Kristen Bell any more money. What an asshole. And he assassinated her character, pun intended, by writing up the whole triple agent bullshit about her. But anyway, this is probably not the point of the video. I'm getting off on a long tangent here. That's Halo. What are you doing with Halo?
As a kid, this confused the fuck out of me, but as an adult, I now understand it perfectly. The voice
Confused me. It didn't just confuse me. It broke my heart. And I see her eyes. She knows, and she feels like she's pleading with me to please don't do what I'm about to do, and don't pull the knife out. Oh no.
confused the fuck out of me, but as an adult,
I definitely saw a romance brewing between the two. And this right there killed it all. Damn you, that French asshole. I'll look up your name and harass you some more. Well, I should harass you. Everyone should gang up on that guy.
As a kid, this confused the fuck out of me, but as an adult, I now understand it perfectly. The voice actress for Lucy, Kristen Bell, requested more royalties for her appearance within these games. She was only contracted for 3 of them, with Brotherhood being her 3rd, and so I can guess that when renegotiating her terms, she anticipated the growing successes of the franchise and asked for more money.
To be fair, I heard originally that there was only going to be 3 games, that the story was going to end, but Ezio became so popular that they decided to give him another game. Actually, no, let's see, that Brotherhood. Yeah, so after the second game, Ezio was so popular they decided to make his story longer instead of just giving us a 3rd character and then ending it. I heard that the ending originally was going to be Lucy and Desmond escaping the apocalypse by fleeing into outer space, and then maybe coming back and they'd have children together and it'd be a bittersweet ending. Those two together, repopulating Earth. But what was I originally going to say? Oh yeah, well, go on.
Ubisoft have positioned Assassin's Creed now as a yearly IP, selling publishing rights to the likes of Sony and Microsoft's franchise.
Okay, it looks like he's going to stop talking about Lucy, so I'll continue. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think. Escaping to space together, more money. Crap, there went my thought.
And asked for more money. Ubisoft have...
Oh yeah, I could have, and very emphasis on could have, and there's no guarantee, but very likely I would have been able to forgive Ubisoft for killing off her character if she died in a completely different way. If she had died with Abstergo Industries catching up with them, like they caught up with our group of friends over at the end of the second game. If they caught up with us, fired a few bullets our way, and unfortunately one bullet had Lucy's name on it, then maybe I could forgive the killing off of Lucy. But the whole triple agent bullshit, that definitely murdered my desire to play any further. I already had the 3rd game, well, not a 3rd, the 5th game, Assassin's Creed 3, because it was part of a package deal. But I was not able to play it much. I assassinated Charles Lee, but I could not go any further. I just didn't want to. I had to force myself to play and over and over again. But I only played for short spurts because my heart was still heavy. Oh man. Anyway. Ah, crap. Wrong button.
Positioned Assassin's Creed now as a yearly IP, selling publishing rights to the likes of Sony and Microsoft for distributing their future games. So either way, they were locked in, and their cash cow was guaranteed. While games developers are typically genuine and sincere people striving to deliver the best quality of product, I view the business heads as greedy and conniving.
Yar, matey.
They cut costs wherever possible.
So basically, Abstergo and Ubisoft merged into one entity. They were basically projecting themselves.
And conniving.
Yar, matey.
They cut costs wherever possible and impose unrealistic deadlines to secure their own financial interests. In this instance, they made up some weird voodoo shit to kill off their underappreciated vocal talent and further crap down upon the FMC's legacy by distorting her character arc, changing her to be some weird triple agent, a Templar turned assassin turned Templar, which is far too convoluted for it to have been planned out and is completely contradicted by all of Lucy's words and actions throughout the previous games.
I totally agree, and her actually killing the guards, that further destroyed my belief. Well, I didn't believe them at all when they said that she was a triple agent all along. Bull crap. The escape did not feel staged at all. We didn't feel like we staged that. And to be honest, I was a late arrival with Assassin's Creed, so I did not see any of the marketing that involved Abstergo. I bought it because I saw that it was medieval, it involved assassinations, so I thought I'd be an assassin in the ancient world, and maybe in the American Revolution. Yes, I was that late. And so I was immediately intrigued. I bought it, and I'm wondering, what the hell's going on? I'm here in the year 2012, in the future, in the present, or whatever. So, yeah, it was a struggle at first because I didn't like this whole flashback thing. But then as I read the emails and got to know Lucy and Abstergo, I started to like it. I wanted to experience the whole this whole national treasure mixed with Da Vinci Code crap thing, blasphemous as it was. I was actually starting to like it. But then Lucy gets killed off, and suddenly I don't want to see it anymore. And I wanted there to be a mod or a patch out there or a remake that removed all of the futuristic or present day settings and just focused on the past. And of course, the brown nosers really shot me down with that one.
As some of you may know, I don't pander to social justice, but I'm surprised that this has remained largely uncriticized, and for me, it
And same here. I'm surprised. The few people that ever brought it up were complete brown nosers who verbally bashed Lucy without bothering to think about, what happened behind the scenes.
social justice, but I'm surprised that this has remained largely uncriticized, and for me, it demonstrates clearly what Ubisoft tends to prioritize.
Eyes a horse, and eye for an eye represents the spirit of time. You need one blade for each. Play with their food before they eat it. Good something like that. So sting in the neck. So good. Oh.
Prioritize. So they continued on damage control and developed revelations from the bones of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, giving themselves time to change their original plans for the franchise. That's why Desmond does sweet fuck all this whole game. That's why the Revelations campaign was the shortest. That's why Desmond does sweet fuck all this whole game. That's why the Revelations campaign was the shortest.
Come on, don't give us time to read it. Don't force us to pause. Sheesh. That's complete. I am a completionist, so it does take time for me to complete a game. I just finished RoboCop, and its campaign definitely feels quite short. I need to look up Steam and see how long I actually played it. 63, 54 hours, 59 hours. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 is still only partly finished. I mean, I know I reached the end of the story, but I'm far from a completionist with it. The only thing I liked about it was the ocean battles, but it wasn't that much fun. The gameplay was lesser. It was definitely lower than anything prior. And plus the lack of armor, and yeah, I just hated it. But then again, to be fair, I am biased towards how I felt screwed over. Desmond's story was building up to be something big. Desmond was going to have it. This is the impression I was getting. Desmond was going to have his own game, his own Assassin's Creed game, set in the present day, and he would do his deeds, do his business in the present day. He would use all the skills he acquired from his ancestors whenever he was in melee combat, and Lucy would be his lover, his wife. They'd become parents. Their children would continue that special bloodline, and everything would be finally hunky-dory. But no. The ending of Brotherhood was basically an anti-tank mine that destroyed the treads off the tank that was Assassin's Creed. And then finally, Assassin's Creed 3 ended with Desmond dying for nothing. That was basically the ammo cook-off, and the tank was destroyed. If you like tank analogies, there you have it.
That's why they recycled assets from the original Assassin's Creed game. Senate campaign was the shortest. That's why they...
I didn't notice that. Yeah, the whole Revelations definitely felt like a stall for time, and I'm glad this guy pointed it out.
Recycled assets from the original Assassin's Creed game, selling you something old as if it was new. This is when Assassin's Creed would begin its fall from grace, and also Ubisoft's newly defining feature of abandoning the promising aspects of previous games to pursue the successes of others. They started playing things safe. Every game now is just a marketing ploy. They thought it was the historical context which made the games popular, so they jumped across the timeline. Wait,
and yet that is exactly why I bought the games in the first place. And by the way, I hated Sean. I remember thinking to myself, right after, when the memory of Lucy's death was still fresh in me, I was wondering, why couldn't it have been this asshole? I'd be more than happy to drive my blade into the gut of Sean. And, yeah, hated Sean. But Lucy, my love, I miss you forever. Can't play Assassin's Creed without thinking about you.
They thought it was the historical context which made the games popular, so they jumped across the timeline. Wait, the bulk of our audience are American, right? Let's jump there. American Civil War. New guy, new place. We want the biggest audience.
This is the Revolutionary War, not the Civil War, you idiot. No offense. It was spur of the moment humor.
The bulk of our audience are American, right? Let's jump there. American Civil War. New guy, new place. We want the biggest audience. Make the controls easy. One button, more people can play. People like pirates, right? Fuck it. Shoot 'em up. Big cannon. More.
Yeah, well, newsflash, some members of your audience, like me, can't stand it when you kill off the eye candy, like Lucy.
Make the controls easy. One button, more people can play. People like pirates, right? Fuck it. Shoot 'em up.
Oh yeah, and to really rub salt in the wound was the memory of me killing the first female target, this beautiful babe assassin in Brotherhood. I think it was Brotherhood. Yeah, it was definitely Brotherhood. Yeah. Why is it that ugly women are on my side, but beautiful women are always my enemies in these games? That's weird. It's almost as if ugly women control our games now, and they want me to kill beautiful women and have ugly women as either lovers or friends.
Big cannon, more violence, less story. Where else can we go? Europe, French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, London, go there, yeah. That was until the reviews came back.
Black Flag of the series. Things like incredible violent kills.
And Syndicate was poorly. Industrial Revolution, London, go there, yeah. That was until the reviews came back and Syndicate was poorly received. Wait, The Witcher 3 is popular? Fuck it, make an RPG. We want money. And now, the games are completely unrecognizable from the unique experiences that they used to be. It's transformed from an industry recognizable...
They go to ancient Egypt. Well, not really ancient Egypt, considering these are the final days of Egypt. When I first heard that we were going to go to Egypt, I was hoping for the golden age of pharaohs, but no, it's the final day with Cleopatra and the Roman Empire soon to destroy what's left of Egypt. But yeah, this is before the assassins were even existed in real life. And of course, there's ancient Greece as well.
From the unique experiences that they used to be. It's transformed from an industry-leading IP to an industry-catering one. Assassin's Creed no longer pushes the boundaries of gaming. Instead, they borrow ideas from other successful products while clinging to their glory days. And with Shadows just around the corner, I predict that they'll continue disappointing die-hard fans of the franchise.
Well, they certainly disappointed people who were fans of Japanese culture, of samurai culture. Instead, they pandered to leftist weenies who watch way too much anime and think the world revolves around the rainbow flag. Anyway, apparently this video is a bit old because, it was made last March, so Shadows had not been released yet. Anyway, that was the end of my experiment. Hopefully this video doesn't lag, or worse, just fade to black. Anyway, take care.